Hello all, Alex here, welcome to my channel. So this is the, as I promised, this is the next video of my progress into the 40k. So yeah, this is the Impulsor that came with the combat patrol box of the Black Templars. And this took me about, it's probably taken me a good day to do this. It's not finished, and I'll explain what I've got left to do. So it's a work in progress at the moment, but I'm reasonably happy with how it's come out so far. Bear in mind, this is the first kind of 40k vehicle that I've ever done. Well, I mean, I've only done three actual units in 40k. So I've done the Marshal, which you would have seen on the previous video, and I've done a Crusader. I think he's a Crusader. I don't know the rules yet, so I'm just building them from the combat patrol box, so which I'm going to show you in a minute, and this Impulsor. So yeah, I had fun doing this, but it's not finished, and I'll zoom in a little bit and bring it close so you can see what I've got left to do. So I've posted this on the Facebook forums, so people have asked me a few questions, and I thought I'd do a little video just explaining some of the things that I've done. And I'm not pretending that I'm a great painter or anything like that. I've only been doing painting for the last 2 years, so but I've watched an awful lot of YouTube content, and I've been reading an awful lot on the forums of what you should and shouldn't do, and I've picked some tips up, and it seems to be working for me. So yeah, I thought I'd showcase what I've where I've got to so far. So yeah, we'll bring it closer in a second. So these are the two figures that I was referring to just a short while ago. So the one that's coming around now is a Marshal. He was the very first figure that I painted from the combat patrol box. Yeah, reasonably happy with him. And this one that's coming around now, I think he's a Crusader, I think, and he may be a Sergeant, because of the black pauldrons with the red cross, the Maltese cross on it, as opposed to the white and the black. And I think I get 2 of those in that combat patrol box. I'm not sure. And I think what I'll do is I'll get better when I'm doing the power saws. I've seen some people doing power saws, absolutely amazing. Yeah, I really want to kind of replicate what they've done. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, this is the they're the 2 figures that I've done. So I'll bring the one guy up. Let's get rid of this. So this fella here, then, this is I believe the Sergeant, and I experimented, and I was experimenting with the edge highlighting. So what I'm not sure I like is the amount of blue or the brightness of the edge highlighting. So I decided to experiment with a different colour, and a lot of people really like it, but to my eye, it looks a little bit too bright. And then someone posted a picture of Tron on there, which I laughed at. They're being very complimentary, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it does look a bit like Tron. So not sure. I may tone that down. I haven't got around to doing it yet because I'm all excited and I want to get on to the next thing. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's just a little bit bright. Now, if I compare it to this fella, the Marshal, I used a kind of a lighter, less in your face edge highlighting, and I think that's probably the way to go. So on this one here, it doesn't look so in your face, it doesn't look so tronic. Yeah, I think that's probably the colour I should have gone with instead of this one. I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. it's all experimentation, isn't it? You got to muck about with these things. So yeah, so that's those two. What I did with this one, I bought some cork board, which is only cheap stuff. It's only off Amazon. You know, it comes out like this board, and then I just break pieces off and then put it on the actual base, creates and then chop it out underneath to create some sort of overhang. And then what I did, I used Vallejo light mud on top of that, and then sprinkled in some rocks, and then put the odd tuft on. So quite pleased with the base. I mean, it's not as good as some of the bases I've seen nowhere near it, but I think it looks effective, and I'm going to try and replicate that through the rest of the army. So yeah, so that is that. So getting back to the Impulsor then, yeah, so I've got a fair bit of work left to do on this one. So for example, I haven't done the rails here. They need to be in the same colour as these down here. So here and here have to be done. So I've got a little bit of work left to do here. And a few other edge highlights that I haven't put in. Yeah, reasonably happy with these weapon systems. I've got to finish this gun off. It doesn't look quite right. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. I need to put some different highlights in it. So that's Mephiston red, but I'm going to use the other red, the lighter red, to kind of fade it off a little bit. And I want to try and replicate putting some text in here. Don't know how I'm going to do that and make it look good. So I don't know what these things are called because I'm a noob, but yeah, I want to put some text in here. I was going to kind of do a power sword on here, but it's kind of redundant and stuck on the front of the vehicle, so I didn't want to go overboard and put some electric sparks or anything in it. So yeah, I haven't done that. Yeah, so all these move and oh, looks pretty good. Happy with that. The white was a challenge, and someone did ask me, how did I create the kind of this effect, you know, with the dirt on the outside. So I made the mistake of assembling this miniature, this vehicle, in one go. What I should have done is primed that in white, but I didn't. I primed it all in black, and then I went over it again with a different black, which is the black that if I make any mistakes and I can just tidy things up, I needed to go back over it with. So this took me about 15 coats of white, and in the end I was using Pro Acryl titanium white, which is the best one I find for me anyway, or OK Interactive Gen 3 white is good. And then what I did is I kind of put a very light 50-50 wash into the recesses with Agrax Earthshade without going too far over into the white, and then I used a pigment and I just brushed the pigment in, and it's kind of given that effect which I quite like. So and I used it on the here as well. I haven't done the back yet. Rookie mistake. What I should have done is painted all this before I assembled it. So now I've got the difficulty of painting all this in here unless I snap all this off, but I've used the glue and it's probably going to be properly welded in there. But all the details in here, the raised details, I wanted to add some detail in, but as you can see, I've made an absolute rookie error there. So yeah, I've got the exhaust ports here that I've still got to paint. The jets, they're okay, and I'll put something inside here to simulate them, maybe like a glowing red or something like that. Yeah, so Michael from the Facebook group, that's the back of it, unfortunately, mate. I haven't managed to get around to doing too much of it yet, so I will get onto it. So all I need to do is add a few bits and details in, and that's really the Impulsor completed then. And then I'm going to jump on the rest of the figures and try and complete the combat box. So that's the video. It's only a short one, but if you've got any criticisms, and I don't mind criticism, so if you want to say, well, that's rubbish, that's fine by me, because that means I can learn by my mistakes. So if you've got any negative comments, I take them as positive. Or if you want to put some positive comments in, then that just helps my ego, and it helps me to enjoy the hobby a little bit more. But I don't mind the negative ones. That's all a learning curve. So if you put anything in there for me, feel free to do that. And then I'll catch you on the next video.